Kasi usually, nagtatanong kami ng kung saan masarap kumain. Around the area. Kaya, okay, sige. So probably we can start na. So, um, I've posted yung activity natin for cell signaling, which yung for this afternoon. So, have you seen it sa Google Classroom? Yes. Yes. Okay, sige. So, let's check. Okay, so you're able to access the link here, yung nag-sequence of events. Yes or no? I think hindi, no? Sige. So, probably. Sige, let's answer that one muna. Yan. Okay. Sige, so anyone, can anyone arrange the steps? Ano na lang, probably, unmute na lang para mabilis tayo. Sige, tell me, what's the first step? Or do you want na random? Gusto niyo ng Wheel of Names? Sige, ano yung first step?
A cell release the ligand into the extracellular environment.
Okay, sorry, sino yun? Si Lizette Cruz. Okay. Sige, so this one. Okay, so ito yung magiging first step. And then what's next? Sige.
Second step daw is the ligand just the target cell.
Sorry, ang tagal mag-register sa akin kung sino yung nagsasalita.
Si Marcelino po.
Okay. So next is... ito. So here. So ligand reaches the cell. What's next?
Magbabind na po siya sa receptor. Ligand binds to the receptor.
Hmm? And then?
The activated receptor corresponds to the activation of secondary messengers.
Okay. This one. Next is?
The cascade na po and then the ligand.
Ay, sorry. So cascade of events, you have a physiologic response, and then in order to stop the response, the ligand detaches from the receptor. Okay? So these are the general steps in cell signaling. So let's define some terms first. What do you mean when we say ligand? What is a ligand? Ay, check pala muna natin kung tama. Okay, everything is correct. Sige. So, a ligand is... Okay, a chemical signal, a signaling molecule. It's something that activates the receptor. Okay, so good. What about a receptor? So basically, a ligand is the signaling molecule, okay, produced by a cell, by the sender cell. What about the receptor? Sensor. Well, pero in terms of signaling, cell signaling, well, correct na yung receptor is a sensor, pero in terms of cell signaling, a receptor is something that, yeah, so correct C. Kyle ba to? Or Kyle Daphne? Kyle. So correct siya in the sense that a receptor is something that receives and binds to the ligand. And then upon binding, you trigger a response. Okay, so that's a receptor. Okay. What else? Ano pa yung mga other terms here? What about a secondary messenger? What do we mean by a secondary messenger? Relay messages from the ligand. Okay. Carries message inside the cell, amplifies signals. Okay. So question is why not the ligand itself? Why not yung ligand itself? Why not carry its message inside the cell? Why does it need a secondary or another messenger? So again, pwede mag-unmute para mabilis tayo. Okay, sige, Kyle.
Why not ligand po? Because po, the plasma membrane po is selectively permeable and po yung ibang ligands po kasi is malaki po or polar. Kaya hindi po siya pwedeng makapasok po inside the cell.
Okay. So remember, di ba, your ligands, not all of them can readily enter the cell. Di ba? If you can remember, there are we've classified your ligands into two general classes based on their solubilities, diba? Whether if it's polar or non-polar. So of the two, sino yung nakakapasok sa cell? Sino yung nakapasok sa cells? Is it the polar or the non-polar? Non-polar. Kasi di ba remember earlier in yung sa cell, substances that can readily enter the cell membrane are your small, uncharged, non-polar substances. So, included doon would be the non-polar ligands. Okay, so if they can readily enter the cell, they do not require secondary messengers anymore. Kasi sila na yung nag-carry ng message itself. However, it would be a different story if we're talking about polar ligands. Kasi polar, they cannot enter the cell. So therefore, for them to relay the message into the cell, there must be another messenger present inside the cell. And that would be your secondary messengers. Okay? Sige. Now, in terms of, so we've classified your ligands into two, your polar and non-polar. What about the receptors? What are the two general classes of receptors? Diba? You've defined receptors as something that binds the ligand, and then once the ligand binds to the receptor, you have a physiologic response. Tama. And since we've mentioned that there are two general classes of ligands, so dapat meron ding two general classes of receptors. Right? Okay, based on the location. Yes, Rogie Bell?
Doc, plasma membrane receptors and nuclear receptors po.
Okay, so you have your plasma membrane receptors, and the other is your nuclear, or sabihin na lang natin intracellular receptors, yung nasa loob ng cell. So, isa nasa membrane, isa nasa loob. Okay? So, generally speaking, if it is a plasma membrane receptor, nasa surface of the plasma membrane, what type of ligand does it bind to? Polar. Okay. So, yung mga hindi nakakapasok. Okay? So, again, polar ligands, they activate the plasma membrane receptors. Okay? And then those non-polar ligands, those that can enter the cell, they activate now the intracellular receptors. Okay. So those that are intracellular, they can either be in the cytoplasm or inside the nucleus. Basta ang premise is that nasa loob na sila. Okay? Sige. Let's now go to the different cases. Sige. Sorry. So in here, what I want you to do is answer the following. So, wait lang. Paano? Yeah. So, answer the following whether what type of cell-to-cell communication is being exhibited. So, ano-ano ulit yung types of cell-to-cell communications? You have the autocrine, paracrine, endocrine. Ano yung differences of those three? If the sender cell is the same as the receiving cell, it's your autocrine. Paracrine is the sender cell is near the receiving cell. So parang neighbors, nearby, yun. Okay. And then you have endocrine, which is malayo, long distances. Okay. So, and then aside from that, please identify what type of ligand is the one being asked, and then the receptor, and the general signaling mechanism. Okay? Sige, let's look at it. Okay. So, first case here is a pregnant, a 27-year-old pregnant who's having preterm labor. So, when you say preterm, the pregnant mother is not yet, hindi pa siya full term, hindi pa siya 40 weeks. So, not yet old enough para mailabas yung baby. So less than, ano pa siya. Now, in order to prevent this preterm labor, okay, her doctor would give her a drug that mimics the action of progesterone. Okay? Now, the action of this progesterone is that it relaxes the smooth muscles of the uterus. Okay. So first question, what would be the signaling mechanism involved? Merong pharmacist dito, di ba? Tanong natin, paano binigay yung yung progesterone dito? Hindi, sige, ganito na lang. Progesterone is an example of what? Okay, so it's a hormone, di ba? So if we're talking about a hormone, most of the time, okay, the signaling mechanism is an endocrine signaling. So meaning to say, malayo yung source of the hormone from that of the target tissue. Dito kasi the target tissue would be the uterus. Okay. Now, next question is, so the ligand here looks like progesterone. So, shown here is the chemical structure of progesterone. Yeah. So it looks like what? Ito yung maraming piatos, di ba? Piatos. Parang ano yan, 5 na piatos chips na pinagdikit-dikit. Yeah. So this is a yan. Pag nakita niyo yung ganito, it somewhat looks like cholesterol. Okay, so if it looks like cholesterol, okay, it is classified as a steroid hormone. Okay. Now, if it's a steroid hormone, what do you think is the classification of this ligand? Is it a polar or a non-polar? Okay, non-polar. Yan. So, kung non-polar siya, it can readily enter the cell, diba? And then, what type of receptor does it activate?
Intracellular.
Okay, an intracellular receptor. Okay. Now, ito, next question. How does it what would be the mechanism how this intracellular receptors work? So for example, di ba, you have the paano? Does it involve secondary messengers? For example, ito yung hormone, no? Yung progesterone. Tapos kunyari, ito yung target cell. So papasok si progesterone into the target cell. And then once inside the cell, ano, what happens next? What's next? What happens next? Ito na, may receptor na, di ba? An intracellular receptor. What happens next? Conformational change. Ano? Oh, well, so it activates the receptor. What's next? Transduction of signals? No. Wait lang ha, may nag-message pa. Okay, so regulates gene expression. Actually, that's the endpoint. Yung nasa dulo. Pero what happens in between? Yan. Para siyang yung step-by-step process. Although kanina kasi, yung pina-arrange ko sa inyo na sequence, that would be applicable for plasma membrane receptors. Yan. But for intracellular receptors, ano yung nangyayari? No, it does not involve any secondary messengers. Okay, may nag-answer. Pero naka-private message. Again, we would appreciate if you answer doon sa for everyone. Okay. So it would, diba? So it would, so when the hormone binds to the receptor, yan, So it would now form the hormone receptor complex. Yan. Tapos this hormone receptor complex, this whole thing will now enter the nucleus. Well, if it's a cytoplasmic receptor, papasok sila sa nucleus. Pero if it's a nuclear receptor already, doon na sila sa nucleus magbabind together, mag-form ng complex. And then once inside the nucleus, it will now bind to specific areas, diba, in the DNA. Yan. Para they can now activate or inhibit gene expression, resulting now to a physiologic effect. Okay? So again, for intracellular receptors and for non-polar ligands, the way they mediate the physiologic response is through the hormone receptor complex. Okay, and not through secondary messengers, unlike that of plasma membrane receptors and polar ligands. Okay? Yan. Okay. Clear yun? Clear? Sige. Okay, next case. So, this one naman, this is a patient who's diagnosed with diabetes mellitus. And he was noted to have very high levels of blood glucose. So, the doctor gave him insulin, and as what we have discussed earlier sa homeostasis, this insulin would lower down the blood glucose level. Okay. Now, so question number 1, what type of cell-to-cell communication is present or is exhibited? Okay, so it's also an endocrine signaling. Okay. And then the ligand here is insulin. Okay. Now, what type of ligand is insulin? Okay, so it's a polar ligand. Okay. Ang palatandaan ko na lang is, tinatandaan ko na lang kung ano yung mga non-polar. Kasi mas marami yung polar. Yun. So, yung mga non-polar, that would be the steroid hormones. So, those that are derived from cholesterol. Example nun would be aldosterone, cortisol, sex hormones, testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, vitamin D, and then the other one would be the thyroid hormones. Yeah. Vitamin A as well. It's non-polar. Yeah. Tapos the rest, most likely polar yun. Yeah. So insulin here, this is a polar hormone, a polar ligand. Specifically, it is a peptide hormone. Yeah. Now, what type of receptor does it activate? Ano yung sabi natin? If it's a polar hormone, if it's a polar ligand, they would activate plasma membrane receptors, di ba? Those that are on the surface, kasi nga hindi sila nakakapasok. Now, for your plasma membrane receptors, there are 3 types. Di ba? You have the ion channel receptor. Pag sinabi natin ion channel, what do you remember about ion channels? Or other name nito is your ligand-gated ion channel. Yeah. So what do you remember about this one? For example, ito yung plasma membrane. You have an ion channel. Yan. Kunyari, yan yung ion channel. Yan. That's usually closed. Diba? But when a ligand binds to it, for example, a classic example is acetylcholine. When your acetylcholine binds to it, it opens up. Yan. So, pag nag-open up siya, ano mangyayari? So, kunyari, this is a sodium ion, for example. This is the extracellular side, this is the intracellular side. So, when the ion channel opens up, specific ions enter. Diba? Resulting now to a response. Clear yun? Tapos ganun din, kung umalis na yung ligand, magka-close na yung ion channel. Okay? So that's one example. Another is, ito yung marami, which are your G-protein coupled receptor. Okay, so kunyari, ito yan. This is how they look like. So, plasma membrane. May receptor dito. So, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yan. So, this is the alpha subunit, beta, gamma. And then this is the side where this is the ligand binding site. So, kunyari, another ligand, norepinephrine, for example. So, when it binds to the receptor, okay, ano mangyayari? So the receptor is activated. And then what happens next? Binds to alpha, which one? Kasi ito yung receptor. This one is the receptor. So they are called G-protein coupled receptor because it is a receptor that is bound to a G-protein. Ito yung G-protein. So yung G-protein attached to the receptor is a heterotrimeric G-protein. So it's composed of 3 different subunits of a G protein. So dito, di ba, mayroong alpha subunit, beta subunit, and then the gamma subunit. Yan. So when the ligand binds to the receptor, the G protein, okay, gets activated, and then the alpha subunit specifically dissociates. Naalis siya. Okay. And therefore, the alpha subunit can now activate other proteins. Other proteins or enzymes or channels, resulting now to a physiologic effect. Okay? So, aralin nyo na lang yung there are several types of G proteins kasi, and resulting to a physiologic effect. So, you have the G sub S, G sub I, G sub Q. Yan. Tapos kung ano-ano yung mga nangyayari when they are activated. Okay? And then the third type of plasma membrane receptors are your enzyme-linked. Yeah. So one example of the enzyme-linked receptor is this one, the one activated by your insulin, which is yung receptor tyrosine kinase. Yan. So, ganito yung itsura niya. So, kunyari, ito yung plasma membrane. This is the one subunit. And then this is another subunit of the receptor. Yan. So, when insulin binds to this one, this portion, which is a tyrosine kinase, will phosphorylate the other portion. And then this portion will phosphorylate the other one. Yan. So, this is yung autophosphorylation na tinatawag. Such that, next thing that happens is that once they are phosphorylated, they are active now already. And as such, they can now activate other proteins, resulting to a physiologic effect. Okay? Clear yun, guys? Yung the different types of plasma membrane receptors. Questions? Medyo mahirap si cell signaling kasi it's really molecular. Yan, so wala akong magawang mnemonics for that one. So be familiarized na lang. But basta the important is classify the ligands, classify the receptors, and know the different signaling mechanisms. Okay. The other specifics, kunyari yung effect of progesterone or effect of norepinephrine, epinephrine, you will learn it as you go along. Physiology. But for cell signaling, for this topic, ano lang muna, know the overview. Okay? Okay. Sige. Let's now proceed to nerve physiology. Yan. Okay. Wait lang ha. For nerve physiology, we'll be using Nearpod. Okay. So, kindly access this. Wait lang. Ayan. Or, dito pala, sorry. Yan. So, kindly access this activity. Okay na. Thumbs up nga if you're able to access. Or hindi pa. Wait lang. Stop share muna. Ayun, meron na. Thumbs up. Okay. Sige. So, anyone who's having problems trying to access yung Nearpod, meron ba? Wala. Okay, sige. I'll start the activity. So, ay, wait lang. Ayan, okay, sige. Mga nag-sign in pala. Okay, sige. I'll start this one. Yan. Okay, so you have a figure here that shows a membrane with voltage gated calcium channel, potassium channel here. Yan. So, annotate nyo lang yan. So, draw a line with arrowheads stating the direction. Okay. Sige. So, let's look at your answers. Ay, nawala. Sorry. Ano ba yan? Ay, kaya nga, sorry. Iba kasi siya ng interface. Sige. Ayan. So, for those who have not yet submitted, sige. Yan. Yan. So, draw arrows to indicate the movement of potassium ions during the resting state. Yung purple yung ano ha, yung purple yung channel. So, dapat nandun yung arrow. Diba? Sige. Mhm. Okay. Sige. So, questions lang muna. What do you mean by voltage-gated channels? Ano muna? Sige. Ano tayo? Voltage-gated, ano ibig sabihin yan? In cell signaling, di ba nakita niyo na what an ion channel is? So when we say voltage-gated ion channel, pag may signal lang po nag-open. Okay, so it opens and closes depending on the potential or the voltage on the membrane. Okay? Now, during resting state, what is or sige, how do we define a resting membrane potential? RMP. So, resting membrane potential. What does it mean? Is it a state where a cell is stimulated, or is it a state where the cell is unstimulated? Okay, it's unstimulated. Okay. Okay, so may nag-answer here. Okay, sodium and are mostly close. Okay. Sige. So, unstimulated siya. So, if it's an unstimulated state, so usually for neurons, it's around -70 to -90 millivolts. Now, what contributes to this resting membrane potential? By the way, umabot ba kayo dun sa nerve physiology? Umabot ba kayo sa nerve physiology? Hindi. Maikli lang naman yun. Hindi. So, on resting state, so it's around -70 to -90. And at the unstimulated state of cells, ano yung distribution ng ions? Diba? What's the resting or normal distribution of ions? Saan mataas si sodium and saan mataas si potassium? Ito na papasok yung mnemonic piso, di ba? Yan. Potassium is high inside, sodium is high outside. Okay, so this is the resting distribution of ions. Or this is the distribution of ions during the resting state. Okay, ito yung normally what happens. Okay, now going back to the question. So during resting state, what is the conformation of the voltage gated potassium channel? Is it open or closed? So in other words, kapag resting state, open or closed? Closed. Okay. So kung closed siya, dapat, di ba? Wait lang, hindi ko ma-close pala to. So if it is closed, yan. Yan. So if it is closed, wala dapat, there is no movement of potassium ions. Dapat. So walang arrow dapat. Kasi it's closed. Tama? Right? Tama, di ba? Tama. Okay. Sige. Again, review ko lang yung concept dito of the Nernst potential or what you call as your equilibrium potential. Since ito na rin yung figure. So imagine ito, this is a cell, a membrane, wherein you have potassium channels in it. So, di ba, when these potassium channels are open, what would be the direction of potassium? So, let's say this is the outside, this is the inside. What would be the direction of potassium? Okay, out of the cell. So, from the inside to the outside. Yan. Diba? So, lalabas. Tama, diba? From higher, flow down, diba? Flow down gradient. High concentration to lower concentration. Okay. So, this will continue until such time that, so potassium ions will move out until such time that, so since positively charged ions are moving out of the cell, so this would also make this side of the cell positive and then this side of the membrane negative. So it would now create a difference in the potential. Right? Okay. Now, this the potential generated because of the diffusion of potassium out of the cell is what we call as your diffusion potential. Okay, so again, the diffusion potential, this is the membrane potential that is brought about when this ion, for example, moves out of the cell. Now, remember that as long as this, so there will be a point in time wherein this side becomes very positive, right? And then, di ba sabi natin during high school is that like charges would repel, di ba? So there will be a point wherein the potassium ions that are here, will be repelled back to the inside. Kasi nga masyadong positive na yung labas. Okay? However, as long as there is a concentration gradient, meron pa ring potassium na lalabas. Okay? However, there will be a certain point wherein this movement of potassium that is opposite to the diffusion will be equal to that of the direction of diffusion. Okay, and that would create a membrane potential change, and this is what we call now as your Nernst potential. So in other words, if you are to define the Nernst potential, it is the voltage, or it's the potential generated that would oppose diffusion. Okay. Now, in cells, this is, for potassium, this Nernst potential is approximately negative 94 millivolts. So meaning to say, at this point, diffusion stops. Okay? Yeah. However, di ba, in reality, hindi lang naman potassium yung ions natin. You also have sodium and chloride. Yan. Now, when we take into account all of this potassium, sodium, and chloride, okay, the resting membrane potential generated because of the movement of these ions, or the Nernst potential of these ions, would be approximately negative 90 millivolts. Or negative 70 to negative 90 millivolts. Yan. Okay? So, ito yung resting membrane potential. Okay, sige, let's now go to the next activity. So, ganun ulit, you are to draw. Yan. So, in here naman, same figure. But in this case, you are to draw arrows that would indicate the movement of potassium ions during the repolarization phase. Yan. Okay. So, during the repolarization phase naman, diba? So, this is a state of a cell. So, during the action potential, wherein the voltage-gated potassium channels are open. So, of course, when it is open, diba? The movement of potassium should be from inside of the cell to the outside. So, there would be potassium efflux. Okay. So as potassium moves out of the cell, it will carry with it positive charges. That's why the inside of the cell becomes negative. So it will continue until the the voltage goes back to the resting membrane potential. Okay. Sige. Okay. I think better na ito dapat pala muna. No? Okay. So ito muna. Yan. So, label first the graph pala. This one. So, label this first with the different phases and kung ano yung mga ions involved in each phase. Sige, I'll probably give you 3 minutes. No, ano lang, no need to label yung X and Y axis. Ano lang, just the phases of the action potential. Okay, sige, sige, last 1 minute. Ano? One minute? Ay, nakamute pala ako. Okay. Sige. Sige, let's pick one. Ba't nawala yung kay ano kanina? Kay... sige, ito na lang. Okay, sige. So, Angel, where are you? Angel. So, probably pick one face that you mentioned in this figure. Tapos, kindly explain what happens during that phase.
Sir, sorry po. Pwede pong pa-repeat yung question po. Sorry po.
Sige, pick one face here sa annotate mo in the figure. Tapos, kindly explain what happens during that phase.
Bali po, pag po sa threshold po unstimulated, and then pag po naka-ano na po siyang stimulation, mag-aano po siya ng action potential. Yun po ba yung inano?
Pick one phase ng action potential. So, kunyari,
Okay po. Pag po less negative na, so depolarization, yung pong sodium voltage gated channels nag-open po, and then yung pong sodium rushes into the cell.
okay, so during depolarization, so when a stimulus, diba, in your figure, naglagay ka pa ng ano dito, diba, when the stimulus was applied, diba, that causes depolarization. So, up until when the depolarization phase happens. Angel, dito sa figure, for example, diba? Hindi naman yan forever na naka-open, diba? Wala naman forever, diba? So when will the sodium influx stops?
Until po ma-reach po yung peak nung spike.
Okay, so until dito. Teka lang. Yan. This one, which is what we call as the peak of the overshoot. Okay, kasi at this point, the sodium channels are inactivated already. So when it's inactivated, sodium influx stops. Okay, sige. May question lang pala kay Angel. How do you define the threshold? Eto. Or sige, anyone who wants to define what a threshold is.
Sir, ano po, yun po yung pag na-reach na po yung pag na-reach na po yung certain voltage, doon po fa-fire yung action. Nung po kasing sabi po nung isa namin po, yun po yung point of no return daw po.
Okay. So, di ba, this is the, parang ito yung kailangan ma-overcome para magkaroon ng action potential. Okay? So for example, the stimulus applied here is, kasi diba, for example, it was stated here that the RMP is negative 70. Nag-apply ka ng stimulus, but the stimulus is up until negative 60 only. Yan. It does not reach the threshold. Would you expect an action potential or not? Meron ba action potential or wala? Wala. Okay. On the other hand, if you apply a stimulus and then the threshold, the membrane potential becomes negative 40. So it has reached the negative 55 threshold. So at this point, you would expect an action potential. So yun yung purpose of the threshold. So this threshold is important in one of the characteristics of action potential, which is yung all or none principle. So all or none principle meaning if naabot yung threshold, merong action potential. If hindi naabot yung threshold, walang action potential. Okay, so that's what this thing tells us. And then usually references would say that this threshold is approximately 15 millivolts from the RMP. Yeah. So for example, ito, kung negative 70 yung RMP natin, the threshold is ito. Yan. Okay. Sige. Next, hanap tayo ng ibang drawing. James. Sige. So after depolarization and overshoot, you have repolarization. So what happens during repolarization?
Ano po? Nagiging more negative po ulit.
Because
Ano po?
so after the overshoot, after nitong overshoot, what happens next? That results in the repolarization phase. Ayaw mag-annotate. Yan. So sabi natin dito, di ba, at the overshoot, so in the depolarization phase, the sodium channels are open. At the overshoot, inactivated yung sodium channels. What else? What else happens that results in repolarization?
Ano po? Na-activate na po yung mga potassium channels.
Okay. So your potassium channels are open, resulting in
Ano po? Paglabas po ng mga potassium.
okay, so you'll have potassium efflux. And what happens to the membrane potential?
Babalik po doon sa resting membrane potential.
Okay, resting membrane potential. So, babalik sa negative dito. Okay? Clear yun, everyone? Okay. Sige. Tawag tayo ng next. Okay, Maria Sofia. Okay, so after repolarization, you labeled hyperpolarization here. So what explains naman your hyperpolarization phase?
Yun po yung state na mas negative na po siya sa resting membrane potential.
Because what's the explanation why you have an extra why you have a more negative membrane potential? Ano yung nangyayari? Kasi diba in depolarization, sinabi natin sodium channels are open. In repolarization, potassium channels are open. Kaya nagkakaroon ng changes in the membrane potential. But what about hyperpolarization?
Nagka-close na po yung potassium channels.
Is it because of closure of potassium channels? Kasi 'di ba kanina, sabi ni James is in the repolarization phase, the membrane becomes negative, going back to the resting membrane potential. However, in some types of cells, merong extra phase which is this one, the hyperpolarization. Bakit nangyayari yun?
Mali po pala. Delayed closure po ng
Okay.
potassium channels.
Okay, so there is delayed closure. So in some types of cells, there is late na nag-close yung potassium channel. So kahit na narating na yung resting membrane potential, there are still some potassium channels that are still open. So as long as the potassium channels are open, potassium efflux happens. That's why more negative siya. Okay? Clear yon the different phases of the action potential. By the way, this is for a neuronal action potential, for a neuron. Okay, kasi it would be a different story if we're talking about other tissues like sa cardiac, sa heart. Yan, mag-iiba yung itsura niya. Pero for a neuron, ito yung itsura. Okay? Sige, may nakalimutan pa ba? Potassium. Okay. Sige. Now for the next part, ano to, parang mini game lang. So kindly answer this. Yan, nawala na siya. Why? Yan. So kindly answer this and then we'll have a feedback. Yan, during the ano ba maganda? Carnival space na lang. Yan. Okay. So ilan tayo? 43. So let's wait for 43 penguins. First start. Sige, yung mananalo dito, may prize from Dr. Hindi, joke lang. Joke lang. Yung mananalo dito, bragging rights lang muna. Wala palang audio dito sa akin. Anyway. Okay, sige. So probably, let's start. Habol na lang yung iba, others. Ano? Yung first question is, trial lang to. Yan. Hindi ko to kilala. Yan. Okay. Sige. Diba? Okay, mga sumagot ng daming tama. Okay, sige. Next question. Okay, so question is, the autonomic nervous system is a component of blank. Okay. So the correct answer is the peripheral nervous system. So di ba ang sabi natin is that the central would be the brain and the spinal cord, and then anything that arises from the spinal cord would be part of the peripheral nervous system. So under the peripheral nervous system, you have the autonomic nervous system, and then the other would be the somatic nervous system. So yung somatic is for the skeletal muscle innervation, voluntary movements. Autonomic would be for the regulation of smooth muscles and glands. Yan. So autonomic, you'll have discussion ito sa next. Yan. Next week. Okay. So next. Okay, so which cell produces the myelin sheath for myelinated nerves in the PNS? Okay. So the correct answer is RH1 cells. Okay. Microglia, it's for what? Where is it located? Hindi. Siguro yung other question nito is, for the central nervous system, which cell produces the myelin sheath? Kasi yung question is PNS, diba? May nag-answer. Okay. Ang ulit ko. Okay. Sige. Next. Okay, so which of the following will most likely bring the membrane potential near 0 millivolts? So I think dami nagkamali. Okay. So if we're talking about membrane potential near 0 millivolts. So from RMP na negative 70 or negative 90, if it goes near 0, it means less negative or less negative or more negative. Magtawag tayo sa mga correct. Lovely. Kung near siya sa 0 millivolts, is it from resting membrane potential, is it less negative or more negative?
Pwede po kayo ulit yung question, sorry.
Ayan. So if here diba, if the membrane potential is near 0 millivolts, is it so coming from the resting state, is it less negative or more negative? Diba yung drawing kanina? Diba? For example, yan. So, ito yung 0, ito yung negative 70. So, if the membrane potential becomes near or comes near the 0, pumunta dito.
Less negative.
Ano siya? Less negative or more negative?
Less negative.
Less negative. So, when that happens, it means nagkaroon ng depolarization, repolarization. Depolarization. Okay. Now, among the choices, sino yung characteristic of depolarization? Is it B or C? B or D? If we say high membrane permeability, are the voltage, are the ion channels open or closed? For example, in letter B, ano to? Close or open yung potassium channels? Greece, Marcelino?
Yes, po, Doc.
So if, sige, go.
Doctor lang po ito. Open po ata kasi nagkakaroon ng potassium influx. Kaya po naging
Okay.
polarize po siya.
Okay. Diba? Yung permeability, ibig sabihin, it means the ion is able to cross the membrane. And it is only, it only happens if the ion channels are open. So meaning to say, letter B happens during the repolarization phase, wherein the potassium channels are open, kaya nagkakaroon ng high membrane permeability to po sa potassium. Letter D happens during the depolarization phase. Okay? Kasi open yung sodium channels. Okay. Clear yan? Clear. Okay, let's go to the next question. Okay, so which channel or transporter contributes to the maintenance of the resting membrane potential? Although hindi natin to discuss earlier, but I think I've mentioned this one sa pre-recorded video. Let me answer. Tapos na pala. Sorry. Okay. So again, we've mentioned earlier that during the resting state, what is the distribution of your ions? Josel?
Hello po, Doc.
During resting state, what's the distribution of the ions of sodium and potassium?
Higher po yung potassium inside, tapos lower po yung, higher din po yung sodium outside.
Okay, so di ba piso? So sodium outside is high, potassium inside is high. If we talk of sodium intracellularly, under resting state, mataas siya, mababa?
Low po.
Low. Okay. Di ba, one of the functions of the sodium-potassium pump is to maintain a low intracellular sodium. Yan. Kaya that's why it's one of the contributors. Contributing factor why we have a negative resting membrane potential. Okay, sige, next na. 311 na pala. Okay, so phase D here. Madali lang to. You were able to identify this earlier, diba? Okay, so phase D corresponds to hyperpolarization phase. And so dapat lahat correct, ha? Okay, sige. So next na. Okay. So which event happens in the late repolarization phase? Okay, so the correct answer here is letter A. So tingnan natin. Letter B is your this happens during the repolarization phase, the start of the repolarization phase. Letter C, hyperpolarization. Letter D, depolarization. Okay. So what happens in letter A is that, ano lang, wait lang. So what happens here is that, diba, you have the action potential again. So diba you have the depolarization here. And then the overshoot here. And then during overshoot, diba, this is where inactivation of the sodium channels happen. Okay. Now, approximately two-thirds from the start of repolarization phase, so dito yan siguro mga dito. So this is considered the late repolarization, and what happens here is that the sodium channels would change from inactive. Ayan. Sorry, naglolo ko yung pen ko. Ito na lang. So it would change from inactive to closed. Yan. So ano, what do I mean by this? Kasi diba, remember that the sodium channel, so for example, this is your sodium channel. So this is the extracellular side, intracellular side. So meron siyang two gates. Yan. So it has two gates. Now these two gates, nagva-vary ng conformation yan depending whether the sodium channel is closed, inactive, or open. Yan. So syempre pag open, nakabukas sila parehas. If it is closed, ganito siya. Yan. So the activation gate is nakasarado. Tapos yung gate in the inside of the cell is open. So why is this important? Kasi when a stimulus is applied, this conformation of the sodium channel can get stimulated. Pwede siyang mag-open. Yan. Now, yung inactivation naman is ganito yung nangyayari. So after depolarization, diba, the sodium channels are inactivated. So the gate inside will close. So why is this important? So if this is the conformation of your sodium channel, kahit magbigay ka ng stimulus, hindi siya mag-open up. Okay? For it to open up, it must go back to its closed state na ganito. And that only happens at this point of the action potential. Okay? So, erase ko lang lahat. Okay. Sige. Ay, dalawa lang tumama. Okay. Next. Okay. So, applying stimulus to a nerve while in its relative refractory period always results in an action potential. So, true or false question only. Okay, so the correct answer here is false. Yan. So define muna natin, what do you mean by absolute refractory period and relative refractory period? Tanong tayo kay Pauline. Sige, what do you mean by sige, choose na lang. absolute or relative refractory period, and try to define that.
For absolute, I think it's the inactivated of the sodium ion channels. So it prevents the generation of any action again to reproduce. I think so, Doc.
So absolute refractory period, the sodium channels are inactivated.
Yes
Tama?
po, Doc.
So regardless of how strong the stimulus is applied, will you produce an action potential or not?
No, Doc.
Wala. Okay. Kasi nga, refractory periods, parang resting. Okay. So absolute siya. So kahit gaano kalakas yung ibigay mong stimulus, walang action potential. So this is in contrast to the relative refractory period, which is Nathan, what do you mean by relative refractory period? Ay, papas na ako. Nathan?
Sir, Doc, ulit po ng question.
Ano, yung relative refractory period, how do you define it?
Sir, Doc, mag-action lang po siya. I mean, dadating lang po siya sa action potential if mas mataas po sa normal yung stimulus.
Mas mataas sa
Or mas
normal.
malakas po.
Okay. So, sige. In this relative refractory period coincides with which phase of the action potential? Yung mga na-discuss natin earlier. Saang phase siya? Saang phase siya nagko-coincide? Yung relative refractory period. Nag-coincide ba siya sa depolarization, repolarization, or hyperpolarization phase?
Sa hyperpolarization po, Doc.
Okay. And diba, sabi natin, in the hyperpolarization phase, it is more negative than the resting membrane potential. So if it's more negative, it means that mas malayo siya from the threshold. Diba? Mas malayo siya. So in other words, for you to initiate an action potential during the relative refractory period, you need a stronger stimulus strength. Gets nyo? Para mag-cross sa threshold and generate an action potential. Okay? Clear yun? Sige. Questions? None? Sige, next tayo. Okay. Sige, so of these two types of neurons, which will have a faster conduction velocity? Yan. Yan. Yung isa is myelinated, the other is unmyelinated. Okay. So, ang correct answer here is the myelinated neuron would have a faster conduction velocity. And the explanation here is because of saltatory conduction. Okay? And then, sige, last question na tayo. Okay, larger neurons will have slower conduction velocities than smaller neurons. So, true or false? Okay, so this is false. So, ang generalization natin is that conduction velocity is higher for myelinated, so presence of myelination, and the other is larger neurons. Okay, mas malaki yung neuron, mas mabilis yung conduction velocity. Okay? Sige. Ano yung next na to? Okay. So, wala. Okay, any questions about nerve physiology? We still have another one, which is yung synaptic. Pero, ano lang kasi yun eh. So, somewhat more difficult kasi si nerve physiology. Sige, so I'll probably give you the link na lang for the activity for synaptic physiology. And then, if you have questions, I'll open a discussion board sa Google Classroom. Tapos doon nyo na lang ilagay yung questions nyo. Or you can email me directly. Okay? Announcements pala, by the way. Wait lang. May sinabi si Dr. Tan. Ayan. Okay, so lectures for next week, which are muscle physiology and ANS, autonomic nervous system and reflexes, are already published. And then for ANS, there will be a group activity. Yan. Pero, group activity. Pero since wala pa tayong final list, so I'll probably I'll probably post the grouping by Monday next week. Okay. Yan. Okay. So, questions? Sorry, overwhelming yung session natin today kasi nagka-holiday tayo last week. So, kung wala tayong holiday last week, di ba? Ano yun? More than enough yung time natin. Okay. Sige. Anyway, ay, sorry. Sige. Ano lang pala. I'll get the attendance first pala.